Hey, 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 what's going on, folks? Let me get rid of some of the boring stuff. Hopefully, all you guys and gals are doing well. Right, let me let a few more folks in. Mhm. Beep, beep, beep. Let's hop into the boring stuff. Alright, let me share my screen. All right. Well, welcome to the advanced tonality call for 3.0. Just so everyone's in the right place, right? Now, you might be asking, who is this guy with the blue hat talking? If you're brand new here, a lot of you familiar faces aren't, but you are new here. You're like, who is this guy talking with the blue hat? My name is Rode. I'm the tonality coach here, and you should have already met Danica. She's the accountability coach here, one of them, making sure that everyone here is set up for success. Now, the boring stuff, the housekeeping rules. We ask that if you're able to, please turn your camera on. We also understand that there will be folks that, for whatever reason, they're unable to. Maybe you're driving, maybe you're at work. No harm, no foul, right? We just want everyone to know this is a safe place and come on down and ask about tonality and role play and get feedback. To maintain the like quality of today's session, we ask that if you are in a noisy background, that you please mute yourself so that we can maintain the quality of the session and to respect the reason why we're all here today, which is to work on tonality and body language. We ask that you please, please, please keep your questions to tonality and body language. We won't be addressing any objection handling or scripting questions here. We do have other calls and trainings that work on those exact things. And if you, for any reason, don't know when those calls are, reach out to Alberto or Danica, and they'll make sure that you get pointed in the right direction. Now, very, very, very important. This is what we call the success puzzle. You all are making the time to come here right now, and this is what we would call the coaching side of the success puzzle. However, we don't want to discount the other side of it, which is the training. These two go hand in hand. And the folks that we see have the best and most consistent results are the folks that marry the two. They come to the training calls or the coaching calls and they go through the training portal when they're not here. Very, very important that we emulate that behavior. Does that make sense, guys and gals? Sweet to the beat. Now, you may see a few folks with their hands up, and you're like, "What the heck is going on? Why?" Right? This allows us to keep a running tally on who wants to actually role play or who has a question when it comes to tonality and body language, and we want to make sure nobody gets left behind. With that being said, I know we have David that we have to take first from the spillover. All that we ask when we call on you guys and gals is let us know how long you've been inside NEPQ and what is it that you actually sell so that the group has context. David, come on down.
All right. I been in NEBQ for a little over a month now. Just starting to do health insurance and life insurance.
Sweet to the beat.
Mhm.
And what are we working on today when it comes to
Well,
tonality?
just got my script the other day, so let's go connecting.
All right. And give everybody feedback. Like, how are you getting like these prospects? Are they putting their names in online or some form or like just
It's
so we know how
outbound,
to
so
go
they
about
put in some info.
it? Perfect. Who here wants to get a outbound call from Dave here? Uh,
Yeah, I could go.
All right, Ryan. Ryan is
100% ready.
behind Usman. Okay, let me make sure Ryan is behind Usman.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
All right, the show is yours.
Ring ring.
Um, Hello?
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, this is Ryan. Who's this?
Hey, Ryan. This is just David. I just had a second to get back with you, and you probably actually got a lot of phone calls about this already, but for some reason it didn't seem like it updated on the system. You put in some info about looking into life insurance. Does that sound familiar?
Um, yeah, that was a minute ago.
Was it a minute ago? Okay. And I got your birthday down here as December 1990. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So we basically work with 40 different carriers. And if it would help you, we can kind of like narrow down really what you're looking for and what you might qualify for. And then we can see, what might be the best fit for you. Would that help you?
Yeah, how long is this gonna take?
Oh, not very long at all. It really just depends on, what you guys are looking for.
Okay, because I do have
Or
an
did I
appointment.
catch you at a bad time?
I could talk. I just have an appointment in a minute.
Okay, okay, copy that. I'll make this quick for you then.
Okay.
So just so I get a better like understanding, did like something recently happen to you, or what would you really looking for life insurance?
Yeah, I mean, I just looking for peace of mind.
Peace of mind?
Hmm.
Yeah, in what
Yeah.
case?
Well, I got, two kids and a wife, so I'm young, super young, but if anything were to happen, I want to make sure they're protected.
Hmm. And so, in the worst case scenario, you said you're worried about something happened to you. Who would be responsible essentially if something, you walk off the street, you get hit by a bus, who would be that person that would have to like sit down with the funeral director and, really plan everything out?
Um, well, I guess that would be, probably like my wife, or maybe like my parents.
Your wife or your parents? Okay. And do you have anything in place now that, savings or stocks or anything? Do you have anything in place like that? Or would maybe your parents have to pull out a loan or have to pay interest on that to help pay for
No,
some of those expenses?
no, I got a pretty decent savings.
You have Bridges savings. Gotcha. All right, let's time out right there. This is as far
Yeah.
as I want to go.
Yeah. So what I put down for the notes was really good intro, curious tone. So when the top of the conversation, when you rolled in with Ryan, it came off to me very, very curious and very
Hmm.
non-threatening.
Hmm.
It was a good, I felt very disarmed. It didn't feel assumptive at all. I
Hmm.
also put down good facial expressions because
Hmm.
your facial expressions were mimicking the tone and the like the feeling you were trying to espouse,
Hmm.
to me at least.
Hmm.
And I put down good. Now this is going to be a little bit. This might be a little confusing because I wrote down good pacing in the beginning,
Hmm.
where it felt like a natural conversation. Now, as the conversation started going on, what I put down for areas of improvement was more verbal cues and cycling through different verbal cues because
Hmm.
what your transition sound throughout the conversation as started going more and more on, it started to come off a little bit repetitive. So I started timing when you were going to ask the next question because it was you would repeat back what Ryan said, and then it was and question. Repeat back what he says, then and question,
Hmm.
or and question. So when I started to notice it, the challenge that brings up is what happens if the prospect starts to notice it. Does that make sense?
It sounds like pattern, like it just gets them going. It's makes them feel like a cog in the wheel, maybe.
Yeah, or that you may be reading a script. because like it may come off like question, answer, and question, answer, and question, answer.
Mm.
So I bring it up because your tone and your pacing was good
Hmm.
for the beginning, and then once like even your what's the word? I'm having a brain fart. Your clarifying questions, your tone was appropriate. Like it was fun. It was like peace of mind. So it was good. It was just working on that transition. So I think pepper, like the lowest hanging fruit. If there's one action that I'd recommend you do, is pick one to two verbal cues that you can start cycling through and work with people on that. So when you're having those conversations, I'm not saying don't say and just don't say it over and over because then it becomes like a tactic, like you may not know where you're going. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
does. Then it felt
Yeah.
that way, to be honest.
Yeah. They were being honest.
They picked
But
up on it. There you go.
yeah, but it also it sounded good. It's just removing that and then it'll sound way better.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Dave.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, let me and who do I have? Let me remove the spotlight. It feels so weird not like doing this without Danica. Um, I still have you spotlighted. Sorry, Ryan.
think he's next anyways.
Oh, even better. So
Sweet.
let me put Ryan back.
Nice. Could someone actually go real quick? I have a turkey that's about to burn.
Okay. So Peter, come on down.
Okay. Hi, Rod. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? I'm doing well. How you doing, brother?
Very good. So I'd like to, well, I'm here for, I think it's the end of my tenure at 3.0, before moving to Inner Circle. Um, I'd like to, I'm in roofing. I'd like to go over something like I want to, what do you call it? I want to compliment a homeowner with labeling him as being proactive. And I want to come off as trustworthy and genuine as possible, basically. I think I come off like that already. I just like you to hear me if there's anything that can be improved or tweaked. That's it.
Not a problem. And who here wants to be the homeowner that's getting the tall? You know what? Dave, perfect.
I'll be the homeowner
Who was that? Oh,
because
Sal? All right. Thanks.
I'm in home services too, so it'll be a good fit.
Okay.
Perfect. So
He's
let me
roofing.
just
He's roofing. I'm HVAC.
all right.
So I'm gonna stick it to you.
All right. So Sal, come on down. And Sal's behind John. All right. Sal is behind John.
So, Sal, let me ask you why you feel that replacing the roof is important for you.
Well, I've been having some leaks in certain spots, and I've tried to do some patching myself, but I can't find where the leak is at.
Yeah.
So I'm figuring it's traveling, from one place to another. Where
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Just want to commend you because we've had quite a few clients recently in a similar position like yours, but they actually waited until after the leak happened and it was way worse. So, like in your case, like in their case, it didn't seem really great for them to wait after the water was running down the walls and causing so much damage. And your family is actually pretty lucky for having you being more proactive and facing the issue upfront, not letting the situation go worse, and you're looking forward to, in the future, more like that, and taking care of the house. So
Well, I do have some spots on my ceiling, where the leak is.
yeah, I noticed that, but it's still like you're catching it way earlier than a lot of people that we recently are dealing with.
Right.
Kudos to you for that.
All right,
Thanks.
pause. Like, how did you feel like during that compliment, like the way Peter was like communicating to you?
I mean, I didn't feel like it was necessary because I'm like, what difference does it make if I've done it now or like it just
Yeah,
didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel like a genuine compliment.
that's
I don't think it's like.
not pause, not pause, like without touching the structure. But like that's what I was looking for in terms of how the way he's communicated was coming across. But you bring up a very good point, because I think Peter, I can see where Sal's coming from. I think because there was without touching the content of what you were saying, um I think how you were saying it, because there were a lot of like starts and stops, a lot of where when you were talking prior, you were just you were concise, and it felt like part of the rhythm of the conversation.
Okay,
Um, there was too many words there, and I agree. It felt misplaced
I see.
in the conversation.
Yeah, I
Like,
forgot to add the context that everybody we work with, there's rarely ever leak. So
mm,
just that, like I understand that Sal kind of threw me off right away with he has leaked and touching them.
Can I
yeah,
chime in real quick? Can I chime in real quick?
with but with tone, not structure or
Well,
like
well, I kind of felt like if he had said to where it was, a lot of people they wait for such a long time to get this done, but like you're so proactive, that you're on the right track.
no scripting, because I don't want to touch the scripting part of it. Like, well, like
Got it. Got it.
what I was looking for was just like the tone part of it, right? Because I have the same feedback that Sal has, where it felt like where you're communicating, like you might have been unsure of what you were saying, which may trigger somebody to feel like this is inauthentic. What are you trying to do here?
Mhm.
Right?
Um, okay.
Because
Ro, how would you
yeah,
do a shorter version? So maybe easier for me to memorize and
okay. So
kind of do it like smoother.
if I'm gonna go that route, then for me it needs to come off like a little natural, where it's more, oh, that was good, Sal. Like, you're making us all jealous. uh,
Just we never deal with homeowners having leaks, so
yeah,
I really complimenting. I'm actually complimenting people because
yeah. Be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I just gotta say. Now, I want my tone to come off like it's off the cuff, right? Where it's like, and I just have to like commend you, because we talk to a lot of homeowners that like they may see a leak, right? And they do nothing about it. And then the leak gets worse and worse and worse. And then they want somebody to come out. But kudos to you for actually, seeing a challenge or an issue and then doing something about it, right? But yeah, maybe walk me through what's actually going on. So I'm just going right into it, where I don't want it to feel like I'm trying to remember something, right? Because what ends up happening is, if you just if you put in too much words and too much breaks in the words, we may trigger the prospect to be confused in terms of what our intention is, because they're like, why are you trying to why are you trying to what are you trying to remember? It's like going to somebody that like owes you money and they say on Friday, I'm gonna pay you back the money that I owe you. And then Friday comes around and you're like, hey, what's going on, Peter? Where's my money? So what ended up happening was I so there was this I gotta tell you, the money is it's like you now start to think, why are you stammering? Right? What are you trying to remember? And that's the risk that happens if it's too like long-winded or if there's too many breaks there. So it may trigger somebody to feel like something not right here.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Pete. Thanks,
Thank you.
Sal.
No
I
problem.
saw I saw Tom. Tom is take. Yeah, I know you have to hop off,
Yeah.
Tom. So I got
Yeah,
you. Let
Ryan was
me.
nice enough. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Hey, let the folks know, like what you sell and how long you been
Yeah,
here.
yeah, 60 days today or tomorrow. And then I basically help people get away from like dead bottled water or tap water, RO, stuff like that, and get like a system in their house, a shower and stuff like that. But today I'm gonna focus on I just had a solid call, but I'm just trying to get the tone down while I'm going from transition into presentation into commitment.
Yeah. No, not a problem. Like, who here? Do. Let me see.
I could just do it with like because I don't really need a lot of
Oh, even better.
yeah,
So,
because it's just kind of hear how I say it and it's just like agreeing or whatever, you know.
all
Um,
right. Let it rock.
based on what you told me, what we're doing would actually work for you. Because you know how you said the system that you have in place right now is taking a lot of time to make the water.
Yeah.
And then you said that it's 24 hours or so until you're able to like drink the water and it's not as high of alkalinity.
Yeah.
And because of that, you feel and because of that, it's caused you to feel I think you had mentioned like a little annoyed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, by getting this system in place, you can actually just turn on your faucet as high or as slow as you want. So
Hmm.
that'll give you water instantly so you don't have to wait to 24 hours. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Like, like that would be ideal.
Okay. Yeah, and also too, one of the biggest things you were talking about is like you're not getting as high of alkaline water that you would like. So you were talking you wanted like over 9.5 or so. So
Hmm.
with the system, you actually will have 7 different types of water, ranging from 2.5 all the way up to
Mm.
11.5.
Pause there, because like, without touching structure too much,
Hmm.
uh, I didn't write it down. Like, I was being in the moment. I'm trying to remember, what was it? Like, because right now you're presenting now, right? Or are you still in
Correct.
transition?
No, no, I'm presenting.
Yeah. So, um, so we'd have to go back because uh, the tone itself, as it started off, made sense, and then once we got in the middle of it, um, like you weren't speeding at all, but this is where tone and structure collide.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is where um, you may have left me behind in the presentation. And what I mean by that, it's like all right, so just doing like the normal structure, right?
Mhm.
Give it like give it to me sentence by sentence, and I'll give it back to you.
Okay. And start with pillar one.
Yeah, no, like yeah, from the first part you started with me when you were going through the transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the transition. Okay.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's caused you to feel.
Oh no, before that. So like right. Um, you had shared.
You know me
Remember how
better.
you said, well, what we like based on what you shared with me, what we're doing would actually work for you.
Okay. Oh, start from there.
Yeah.
Based on what you told me,
Mhm.
what we're doing would actually work for you. Because you know how you said the system that you have in place, the waters to be produced is like taking like a really long time.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's preventing you from making water instantly, like on the spot.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's caused you to feel, I think you had mentioned a little bit annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, yeah, that's what it was. And I'm glad we're doing it here on the advanced one because there's like a overemphasis like on
On the
the end.
annoyed.
Yeah, like yeah, so now what's happening is I'm like, what is he getting to? So it's triggering me to focus on the end part of the sentence as opposed to the whole thing because it's happening 3 times in a row. So like what I mean was like I'll do it right now because remember how you were sharing that there was like XYZ? Like even when you're leaning in XYZ, and I think you mentioned it was causing you to feel a little bit of XYZ. And I think that you mentioned it was causing XYZ. So now it starts to become maybe like a tactic in that person's mind because it's like emphasizing all those things where
Okay.
uh a way that would be like more like clandestine, whereas under the radar
Mhm.
is now for everybody, I don't want to confuse anybody. What I'm about to do is I'm gonna modulate between the pacing and the emphasizing, right? So yeah, because well, based on what you shared with me, well, so I'm just gonna do it in the framework,
Mhm.
and then I'll break down why I'm doing it right afterwards. Yeah, so like that's what we needed to know because based on what you shared with me, what we're doing here would actually work for you. Because remember how you were saying you were dealing with XYZ, and I think because of that, it was causing you to XYZ. Now I'm waiting for you to answer. All right.
Okay. More of
Yeah.
a
Now,
question. Curious.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wait for them to reply.
Now it's
Oh,
a two
yeah,
way.
I jumped in the presentation before you were.
Ex exactly. So I'm still with you. And like so like now it's a two-way conversation, like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty common. And I think you mentioned this is why I'm going a little bit, I'm trying to make it seem like I'm going off the cuff. And I think you mentioned it was causing you, I think you mentioned a little like stress. So I'm downplaying what they're saying because if we emphasize it, then they might push back like, well, it's not that bad. All right.
Yeah,
So it's like,
my tone is still going up. I'm going
ex
up instead of like leaning in and going, oh,
exactly,
annoyed.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I think you mentioned you were like it's causing you like a little bit of annoyance. Right.
Mm. Yeah, and I
So
gotta
like,
really slow my because I have a strong
ex
personality.
exactly. So
Uh,
now they're
okay.
engaging. No, yeah, for sure. It was a lot of it. I was really annoyed. Yeah, and well, what we could do if you feel it would help you is walk you through how our XYZ works to help solve some of the challenges that have allowed our clients to XYZ. Would that help you if we did that? And now you have permission and they're still along for the ride. And then you go into the presentation.
Yeah, so I have to ask permission to go from transition into the presentation stage,
Exactly.
acknowledgement, then go pillar by pillar by pillar,
E-
and then go, do you feel like this could be quickly and
Ex
answer. Okay.
exactly, because then
Okay.
it becomes like they're there with you and it's coming off like you're not scripted.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Sweet.
Perfect. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. That
You're
was
more than
extremely
welcome.
helpful.
You're more than welcome.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. Let me
Absolutely.
get,
I'm all ready too.
all right, let's get Ryan rocking and rolling. Just gotta find Ryan. Where'd you go? Oh, here
Uh,
you
all right.
go. Well, you were like, well, I'm right here.
I'm like, I don't
I'll let the folks know like how long you've been here and what do you sell.
Yeah. So I've been here, I probably have like a week or two left. I'm in my third month or going into. So I sell transformation, 6-week transformation programs into personal training membership.
Nice, nice. And what are we tackling here today when it comes to tonality?
Yeah, I've been in just a tiny slump because I've been avoiding the probing and clarifying. So I want to go in there
Why?
and yeah, I got in my head that like, oh, they're gonna think XYZ and just gibberish that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I'm out of it.
All
And
right, my man.
I want to kind of hear like how if I'm overdoing it now, and then how like my tone is and problem awareness.
Sweet. And I know you typically deal with the ladies. Let me
Mhm.
see if I can get a Madeline, are you available?
Yeah, I'm in my car, but I can do it.
Okay, sweet. Uh, that helps out. All right. So, Madeline, do you need any context again in terms of what Ryan sells?
I don't think so. We've role played before. I think I got it.
Uh, the
All right.
floor is yours.
Awesome. So, Madeline, what do you feel like might be missing then in terms of, say, skill set, knowledge, or maybe even the mindset side of things that's like actually preventing you from, taking action and responsibility on your health?
Um, I think the main thing is probably the accountability side.
Accountability?
hmm
Hmm. How do you mean?
Um, just like
Mhm.
having someone to like kind of call me out if I'm,
Yeah,
you know, not doing all the things I should be.
yeah, absolutely. And a lot of, of our clients say that. Why is that important to you though?
Um, I think it's just gonna keep me on track so I don't like fall off
Hmm.
plan again.
Yeah, and you mentioned a little bit earlier on there. How long has that been going on for? Like kind of falling off
Mm, I'd say it's like a year now.
a year? Okay. And has that had any type of, I don't know, like impact on you, kind of like hopping on and off these diets?
Yeah, I mean it's been frustrating because I think every time I start back over, it's just like it starts to feel harder and harder to start again.
Mm. How's that been, I guess, like affecting you? Maybe like personally though.
Um, yeah, I mean it's really just frustrating.
Frustrating? How so?
Um, yeah, I think it just wastes a lot of energy, like trying to start a new habit over and over again.
Mm.
It's,
Mhm.
it's energy draining.
Yeah. And I guess like and thank you for sharing that. Just so I can see the rationale, behind why you're looking now. What's the main reason that you're looking for a professional coach or help with this now? Kind of rather than continuing to do what you've been doing.
Yeah, I think the biggest goal for me would be to like make it a permanent
Mm,
habit, like an actual
mm,
lifestyle change, not just like a
Mhm.
quick fix that, you know, I then fall off again and start all over again.
Yeah. And then I'll go into like solution awareness.
Yeah, no, this is I actually really like that. It felt like you.
Mhm.
I didn't feel the sharp stops.
Ah.
Yeah, which was good because I know that's what we've been working on.
Mhm.
Um, very you know what? Before I go, Madeline, how did you feel during that interaction just now?
Yeah, it felt natural. Like I didn't feel any resistance, and like I felt
Yeah,
like I was actually thinking about what was, you know, deeper.
yeah, yeah. And I was going back and forth when you were because I didn't even write anything down this time. I was like, let me see super present, right?
Mm.
So I want to see I was waiting for you when you asked the impact question.
Mhm.
Even the way you, because I was going back and forth, I was like, even though you where you asked, had that had like an impact on you? And normally I'd say pause before that, but it matched the conversation you were having. It felt like conversational, and it felt like you were actually engaged. Like well done. I don't have any critique to offer.
Awesome. Well, thank you. That boosts my confidence. I got a couple of people soon.
Good job. And like you did the difficult thing and actually was just asking the question.
Yes.
Like, like, uh, hey, Danica, I'm gonna make you co-host. All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys. Thanks, Madeline.
Thanks, Madeline. All right. Who do we have next? Osmo, come on down.
All right. Hey, how's it going? Road?
Doing well, doing well. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. So I sell mortgage protection.
Nice.
So typically clients they receive something in the mail about the mortgage.
Hmm.
Sometimes they don't really know what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's on them to call a number. When they call the number, it says someone will be calling you to set up an
Hmm.
appointment. So
Hmm.
they're a little bit confused about the process before we get on the call, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what we typically would call like an outbound lead. Like they know somebody's gonna call, they just don't know when or where or from like from
mhm.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I talked
Oh,
to Caden. Oh, go ahead.
almost forgot. How long have you been inside NEPQ?
It's been about a month now.
Ah, sweet. You were saying you talked to Caden?
Yeah, so I talked to Caden about the way I approach those leads when I call them, and he mentioned that the best thing to do was to just act like it was just part of the process for them to get mortgage protection. So not asking too many questions about why did you fill out the form or anything like that. Just kind of like go with the flow. Like
Listen,
the process.
Caden is a rock star when it comes to selling insurance. So whatever he says, I recommend it.
Yeah.
And what are we tackling today when it comes to tonality?
So I wanted to practice my connection phase, my tone,
Hmm.
just to see kind of like how it goes and, give me some feedback, some things I can improve. Okay.
All right,
So this
sweet.
will be an inbound call. So the client's already set up the appointments by text message, and I'm just calling him to go over the appointments. Okay.
Perfect, perfect. You know what? John, since you're next, do you mind being the prospect?
Yeah, I got it. I'm
My
not too
man.
sure. Like, I don't know how great of a prospect I'll be for this type of thing because I'm not like,
Even better.
okay.
Like I feel like that's remember some of his prospects don't know what they're
Yeah.
calling for. This one booked in, but just go with the flow.
Yeah. Who do you typically see on something like this? Just out of curiosity.
Married couples, sometimes single parents. That's typically the type of clients I run into.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So ring ring.
Hey, who's this?
Hey, is John there?
Yeah. This is John.
Hey, John, this is just Usman Diallo here. Looks like you booked a time on my calendar today to go over some mortgage protection information. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, so my job is just to go over that information with you. Now, the state of Texas, for compliance reason, John, they want to make sure that you have my information so you know who I am.
Okay.
I sent you a text earlier with my underwriter page where you can find all of my credentials. Were you able to get that?
Yeah, I did see that come in.
Okay, you saw the bald-headed ugly guy on there on the picture?
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. Just want to make sure that you have that. So, first part of the call is pretty basic, John. It's really for me to kind of figure out your situation, ask you some basic questions and see if we can even help. All right. Most of those plans, when it comes to mortgage protection plans, they're all non-medical. So there's nothing like a physical exam or blood work required, nothing like that. Just basic health questions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Now, do want to let you know that as far as getting you approved, I don't make the final decision because I'm just the underwriter. So my job is just to, see which company can get you approved, see if we can get you qualified for something, and then help you submit an application. And then usually within the first 30 days, if you get approved, they give you a decision, and then they give you about 30 days to make your final decision. Are you with me there?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, perfect. All right. So as far as the mortgage, just so I can understand your situation a little bit more, John, who's going to be responsible for, who's going to be dealing with this mortgage when you pass away?
Will it probably be my wife?
Your wife?
Yeah.
That's what I want to.
I wanted to see what you did there. What made you pause it when he said his wife?
Was the wife?
Yeah, what made you pause it there?
Yeah, because usually when they say wife, that's when I go into the process of making sure that the wife is also there to run the
Uh-huh.
appointment. So
Yeah.
I felt like it was gonna take too long if I went that route. So
No, but a really good use of like humor and breaking the tension, right? When right from the beginning when you used did you see like the you asked him did he get your message with you and the Data Texas website? And he
yeah,
says yes. Did you see the ugly bald headed guy there? If you notice, John started laughing, right? And no, and then I'm watching the conversation, and it felt natural to me, right? It felt natural to me. But I'm curious, John, how did you feel in that interaction there?
Supernatural. I thought that
Yeah,
was like it felt good.
yeah, and I wrote down good facial expression. All right. Now, the only thing I didn't write this down because I started laughing. I was about to, then you ended it. What I was gonna put was, we need to work on your when you get thrown off or surprised, you not like you not you not reacting a certain way. Because I'm not sure if they can see you, but I can hear you and see you. So when John said wife, it was like your wife. Like I wasn't sure if you were trying to be curious or you were trying to be stoic. What
right.
what tone were you trying to get across there?
Well, I mean, nothing in particular. I was at the end of the that was the
That's
end
how
of
it felt.
that was what I was wanting to, kind of practice today. So I was like, oh, I didn't mean to go there.
Okay, perfect. So like
Yeah.
what before you end, all right, I want John to give you the wife thing again, and I want you to respond how you would not like I'm not looking for like the words, but I'm looking for the actual how you would respond, like when he says the wife. Right.
Your wife.
So
Okay.
yeah, John, give the wife thing again, and then I just want to see how you respond.
Got it. All right. So John, just tell me your wife. So who would be responsible? Who would be the person dealing with this mortgage when something happens to you?
Yeah, that'd be my wife.
That'd be your wife. Okay. And is she also available right now?
Yeah, she's in the other room.
Okay, not a problem. Yes, because I'm sure if you like most people, you guys typically make decisions together when it comes to something like this, and they usually have us go with that information with husband and wife. So Is there any way we can have her hop on the call as well?
Yeah, of course.
That's what I
Okay.
would.
Yeah. Yeah, like so it came off more like it wasn't a thing to you. It was part of the conversation. And that's what I wanted to see, because if you get if somebody says my wife, you're like, oh, okay.
So like, oh my God, why is it that? What
Yeah,
is that?
yeah,
Why is
yeah.
it
It's
your wife?
now
That's you.
now it may come off like, oh, I threw him off the script. Oh, sales guy. Ah,
Mm,
screw this. Right. So it's like he says the wife, I recommend doing exactly what you did or throwing in a verbal cue. Ah, your wife. Okay, yeah, and is your wife actually available right now?
that's
Ah,
cool. Mhm.
okay. All right. Yeah. The reason we ask is because if you're like most people that we see, we know like this is typically like a real big decision for the family. So sometimes we see oftentimes it helps if like both like the husband and the wife are able to share perspective with each other. Would she be available to like join this conversation at all? So it's coming off very like natural and off the cuff, but also making it not weird,
Mhm.
right? Where it's like, well, we need your wife here. It's just like, well, all right,
Yeah, makes sense.
all right. Now I'll have you and John flip flop. So it's like, since John's already next. John, let the folks know how long you've been here and what do you sell?
So I've been here for a week now, about 2 weeks actually. And I sell like an additional outreach system to marketing agency owners that allows them to just like kind of scale up their business.
Sweet to the beat. And what are we tackling today when it comes to tonality?
I think I want to do like ideal situation or like ideal state towards the end of solution awareness.
Okay, so like, all right,
Yeah.
the
Um
floor
yeah,
is
my
yours.
tonality is not very good here. So I usually have to like throw in an analogy to make it
No
work.
worries. That's why we're
Yeah.
here. Go ahead.
Okay. So let's say we were able to, like help you get to 100K a month in the next 12 months. Like what would you do with that type of money coming in though? Like how would things be different for you?
100K a month. I think that will really help me scale the business,
You have business,
allow
yeah.
me to reinvest into the business
Okay,
to
yeah,
get more clients and
sure.
have more money for advertising and marketing.
Hmm.
Think that will, I think that will make a big difference for me.
Yeah, and I guess like what would that do for you more personally? Like if you were actually able to get to 100K a month.
Well, that will help me achieve some of the goals that I have
Right,
um,
right.
for myself,
Hmm.
and really, and I think that will make my clients happy as well because I'll be able to get more clients. It'll make me feel like I'm getting closer and closer to some of the things that I've said I'm going to accomplish.
Mm. Like what if you don't mind me asking?
Like what you mean?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to breeze past what you saed there. I think you said you have a couple of goals that you want to accomplish here that you're hoping
Well,
that.
because one of my goals for 2024 was to make sure that I can double my sales from last year. So
Yeah,
I feel like, if I mean I'm not sure, I don't know yet, but if this is gonna work, it's really gonna help me double my sales. So
yeah, yeah. No, that's cool. But from our experience, we tend to operate from like three levels for like wanting more money, right? Because at the end of the day, money is just like paper, right? It's just like $50 to a homeless guy means something completely different to Bill Gates. So like it either comes from a place of, needing money for security, like a safe barrier for ourselves, and our families so we can provide. Or it's like like a feeling of success, that we've like fulfilled our goals makes us feel more complete, or it's coming from a place of fulfilling like our inner goals, right? So security is like no longer a worry, and we naturally want to like extend out to others, right? So I guess if there was one level that like most resonated with you, which
mhm.
one do you think it would be?
um, well, I think for me it will be um, really doubling my sales basically, because that's been my goal from a long time. I feel like I've reached I feel like I'm hitting a wall. I'm getting stuck to the same amount every single year, every single month, and I really want to take it to the next level. So that's pretty much all for me.
Right, right. Have you ever seen someone like casually jogging in a park?
I seen someone doing what? Say that again.
Yeah, like just like casually jogging in a park.
Oh yeah, I see it all the
That's
time.
kind of how we see people when they come to us and they tell us like what they want to do, right? So they're like casually getting after it, right? Like if they don't get there, then they don't get there. Like there's no real consequence to the failure. And on the flip side of that, like there's people who are really crushing it, right? The people who are earning, that like 100K a month, and they're the ones who are running as fast as they possibly can to get to where they want to go, right? It's almost like they're being chased by a lion because they understand the consequences if they stop running, right? And then you have the people in the middle, right? They're not like jogging, they're not running. They're pretty comfortable. Like they're earning, I think you said like around like 20K a month right now. And to them, that's enough, right? They're comfortable with that. And it tends to be like the most dangerous place to be, right? Because comfort is ultimately like the breeding ground for mediocrity. And I was curious, like you talked about achieving some of these goals, but when it comes to like what you want to achieve, I guess like what's your line, man? Like what's really going to make you get after it here?
Some help. I need some help. I need someone that can take me to the next level because I understand that I cannot do it by myself.
Yeah,
So that's
pause there. Like you can tell, hey, John, well done, because you can tell you definitely it's as if you've heard all those analogies before. You just put them out there. Like
Dude, that's the only way I can sell right now. It's all analogies. Like they're all just like burned.
like I was laughing because I'm like, it's as if you sat on our trains with Matt and everybody and just
Dude, I do
going
my
at it.
homework.
Yeah, no, which was what was really good about that was your tone, especially at that part of the conversation, social awareness. We do believe it needs to be um like curious, empathetic, because it is people talking about their wants and desires, but also as you're transitioning to like that lower half of social awareness, it's important to have like a mixture of that curious yet challenging tone. We're not an a-hole. And for everyone to hear what John just did so like eloquently, was display that in real time, where in the analogies you were able to come off curious, come off challenging. You didn't come off like you were scripted, and it was very well done. Now, what I'd say is that in certain parts, uh, be careful. Like, ask them permission to, give
Their
them
perspective.
perspective. Yeah. So that they don't feel like you're steamrolling them, where they're
Yeah,
like,
that
cool
makes
story,
sense.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was executed very, very well. Very, very well. Like,
Cool. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thanks, O. Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
I have is Danica, is Rodney next on your screen or is Sal next? I think they flip flopped.
Rodney's up on the screen.
Okay, perfect. So, all right, come on down, Rodney.
Yeah, thanks, Ro. What I needed to go over is just the tonality for the actually the connection. Based on last conversation at all, and I tried to reword part of the connection phase here.
Yeah.
So, and what I do is I market agriculture products. And who I've been trying to see this week is farmers, and
Mm-hmm.
most of them I don't know. Some of them went to today that I do know, but let's just say that I don't know it, and I'm driving into the tool shed or wherever, and it's cold call.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, to give context, Rodney's driving on to like their where they're at. They don't know him, and we're gonna go from there. All
Right.
right. Who here wants to be the prospect? Let's see, who do we have here? Um, let me, Nathan, do you, Nathan's face is hilarious. Do you mind being the prospect? Perfect. All
Okay,
right.
so who am I? Who am I? I'm on the golf course. What's going on?
Nathan, you could be a golf course guy. Actually, in this case, you'd be a farmer. And actually, all we're going to do is go through the connection phase here. We might get a sentence or two into the trans situation, but I'm just driving up. You and I have never met, and it's
Let me get my
strange.
farmer glasses on.
So,
Let's rock
okay.
out.
All right.
So I'm on my combine right now. Okay.
Well, let's say you're off your combine right now.
I'm climbing out. I just saw you come up the driveway. What's going on?
We'll say you're in your tool shed area. You're outside now, and I just drove up.
All right.
Says,
Okay.
I just drove up and stopped. Says, "Hi, sir."
Hey, what can I do you for?
Sir, I'm just Rodney, and I was wondering if you could help me out.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Sir, I stopped in today to see if you would be opposed to an open conversation about your fertilization of seeds for spring planting. Would
Yeah,
you?
I guess so.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
what's up?
could be the person I should be talking to. You're the farm owner or manager
Yeah.
of the
King of the
operation.
Castle right here.
Great. Says, may I ask, have you ever used micronutrient fertilization for your seeds in the past or at all?
Not yet, no.
No. Have you done any reading about that or heard any of your fellow farmers talk about this in any way?
Yeah, my neighbor Bob, maybe I've mentioned that a few times, but I hadn't really looked deeper into it.
Okay. Well, what I do, sir, is that what I'd like to do with you is show you some examples here of some things, kind of get your feedback. We'll talk about applications for those to get your best results and those kinds of things since you've never used this product before. So that's as far as I've gotten. How's that?
No. Like I like it. It's better than on Monday. Like, but I'd be very curious to see, like, Nathan, how did you feel during Rodney's connecting phase just there? Like you being the guy that was like cold approached.
How do I feel about that?
No, like you being the prospect. Like, how did you like? What did you feel? What was going through your mind? Not so much like the context of what he was saying, but like how he's communicating with you.
It seemed like he wasn't too sure of himself, I guess. Maybe a little nervous, kind of like staggering with his words a little bit, and it was just,
I could definitely see that. Like, and so that triggered in you to think,
you froze.
oh, am I back?
What'd you say? There you are.
Okay, yeah. So in your mind, that triggered you to think that maybe Ronnie was a little nervous.
I think so.
I could definitely see that. I did see improvement from Monday because Monday, like, it just felt weird to me at first, right? Like, okay, but if I was a prospect, I could definitely see what Nathan's saying. I'm going back and forth because for me it was it was definitely better. I think what we still have to work on is like the pacing.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
his pacing is definitely better from last week, but still needs some improvement.
Yeah,
I'm just curious, why do you always say like I'm just Rodney?
I don't know. That's generally the way that I could have said I'm just Rodney Payne. That's kind of been coached.
No, I get why Nathan's asking that because you're in front of them. So, but I think you may be applying and run this by Joe because Joe's the cold calling guy.
Yeah.
Because when you're calling somebody or somebody coming in, you're like, hey, it's just Road from XYZ, because we're trying to trigger them to be familiar with us. It's just Uncle Bob. However, because you're walking up to them, um, that may also trigger a little confusion. I haven't even considered that. So Nathan said something. Um, Run that by Joe, because that also may, if they don't know you, all right, and it's cold, and then it's a person, you telling them, hey, it's just Rodney. It may work in favor, it may not, but I'd bring it to the cold expert to get feedback just to make sure.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt more comfortable with a full name, but in listening to a lot of scripts, it's always like only the first name. It's never been going much into the full name. So I guess,
Yeah, and yeah, like the lowest hanging fruit that I would say for you is try to speed it up just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, so that it doesn't feel, especially because it's cold, they don't know you, so it doesn't feel like they're like, what's this about? And then they get triggered for fight or flight.
okay, I thought I heard just a while ago, slow it down, now speed it up.
No, slow it down in terms of like not confusing them, but
Got
the
it.
verbal pacing. It's better than
Find that
Monday.
happy medium.
Yeah, the
'Cause
verbal
that's where I was
pacing.
picking up on, where I was thinking you're kind of nervous because like between your words and stuff, you're like, it's like you're trying to find your words and you're like
Yeah,
kind of nervous is when you're approaching. I mean, I know we're in a group setting too, so that kind of adds to it because we got like a billion eyeballs watching you.
yeah.
That's what I got from it, because you're like, oh,
Okay, good.
so just Rodney, hi.
Yeah, that.
I just want to.
No. Nathan brings up a good point, because it's like, when Jeremy's saying, like, give them the confused old man, that's like the first couple of seconds, and then transition into like more like that collective confidence, where I'm curious, but I know where I want to go next. But I'm still like maybe in the wrong spot.
Right.
Right.
Because it's not really establishing that status frame of you being the authority in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
I think I got it.
the apologies. I have to hop start a meeting, but like Danica, can you put Sal and Nathan to go first on Monday, please? So I don't skip them. So Sal and Nathan to go first. You guys and girls, like, you guys have been awesome. Go out there and make a whole lot of people happy, change lives, make a whole lot of money. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Later, Rhodes.
All right.